Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised. All praises to the Most High. Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. This is your humble servant, Big Levi, and today is a Sunday, January the 23rd, 2022, and it's currently 2:04 a.m. Eastern Time, pre-recorded. Peace be unto you. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. Be at peace. Now, if you can excuse me, beloved, my computer, my this audio system is acting up, and you can hear a buzzing noise in it, and it's going to be throughout all the video. I'm trying to fix it, but it's just so much going on, and I just leave it there. But hopefully this won't be a huge annoyance unto you. Now, what we are seeing here, what we are witnessing here, is the explosion that happened over there in Ghana. Now, a lot of people probably don't know what happened in Ghana a few weeks ago. I would say a few months ago, a month or two. The president of Ghana, he made it mandatory for anybody that want to get into Ghana to be friend with Jabba Jah or Jabba the Hutt. And whether you want to get out of Ghana or get in, you have to be friend with Jabba Jah. So it was an attack directed directly at our people, the children of the light. He had malicious intent to do this. He wanted to do this because he wanted to hurt and kill our people, because he strike a deal with the other side. Now, our people cry unto the Heavenly Father. We cry together. We pray. We brought the plea in front of the Most High, and this is the result. Now, at least 17 dead after mass explosion in Western Ghana. This is a lie. 17 is a lie. That's them trying to make numbers. 17 is a lie, because we have in France 24. I can't profile the videos because they will just strike me, and they say hundreds upon hundreds of people or no more. The entire town is level up. So what we just going to watch 1 minute of this, and then we're going to watch the one that they don't show in the news. You will see the one that they show in the media, and the other one that they don't show in the media. Now, why is that? Why is those things happening over there? Because the Heavenly Father have his face turning towards us and against our enemy. And we told our people, not all skin folk or kinfolk. Those folks over there in Ghana look like you, but not all of them are your people. A lot of them, so to speak, are so-called Fulanis, and they are not your people. Okay, the Fulanis are straight up against you, according to our sources. All right. So now, with the whole explosion thing, and you see how certain Hebrews online, they were telling our people to flee to Africa and Ghana and all that, when the president made the job mandatory for get in or get out. Nobody's saying anything. Okay, when our people are being brutalized over there in Africa, nobody's saying anything, except they keep telling our people, go back over there, go back. When we're from all around the world, we own this entire earth. Now, beloved, bear with us. Again, it's 2 a.m. and this buzzing thing. Let us keep on moving, brethren. Okay, now, so at least 17 people are dead and more are injured. So this is the explosion that happened in this place. Okay. A truck carrying mining explosion crashed into a motorcycle and caught in fire, exploding. The blast leveled buildings, set homes on fire, knocked out power, and left a giant crater. Okay. Okay. So nearly 400 people have been displaced due to the blast in small town. You think that's a coincidence? You think that's a coincidence that nearly 400 people have been displaced due to the blast in the small town? You think like the Mosai is not telling them from 1619, 2019, the 400 years is over. And he's putting all over the place. He's showing those people like, yo, this is all over and the 400 years is up. You are doing these things upon all people over there in Ghana. The Heavenly Father is taking revenge and vengeance upon you. Okay, as of Friday afternoon, 36 people remain hospitalized and 96 have been released, according to the Ghanaian police. Okay, 36 people. You know what to do, because those people think the Mosai is not in the midst, is not checking them out. All right, so now let's see the real thing, what happened over there. Let's show you what they don't show you, what the media don't show you. Oops, I believe it's the next one. All right, so this is what they don't show you. All right, watch this.
Anduru moko.
Okay. All right. This is how violent this thing was. All right. This is what happened. Those people flee. All right. This is what happened. You can hear the cry, the sorrow. Okay. All right. This is not the cry of joy. Okay. Look at this. All right. Look at this. All right. Those people calmly walking towards this thing instead of walking away from it. But you know, His Highness is unpredictable. Okay. All right. This thing was carrying mining explosive, mining equipment. The Mosai say no more. You ain't gonna mine our land anymore. You ain't gonna steal our resources anymore. Okay? The Mosai say enough. Okay? You can hear the sorrow in that guy's voice. This is what the media is not showing you. The Mosai caused this. The angels did this, and tell those people no more mining and selling our people. No more digging into our land and take the resources. Okay, they say the so-called the Chinese over there are responsible for the whole thing. We really do not care. This is a straight answer against the Ghanaian president for putting this thing or making this thing mandatory upon the children of light. Okay. All right. So you can hear it in the guy's voice. Is that thing even recording? Because I'm not quite sure it's here. Yes, it is. Okay.
Serious.
This is a serious thing. Okay. This thing. Look at the size of the crater. Okay. All right. Look at the hole. Look at the hole. Okay, this is the hole this thing left. Okay, the car was right there and then boom.
Serious.
Okay, this is very serious, man. Okay.
Hey.
All right. So the Most High is not playing with those people, man. We told you every time you come upon our loin, this is going to happen. All right. Okay. And that's all you see, beloved. Okay. Okay. There's dead bodies over there. You saw them. There's dead bodies. Okay. There's dead bodies. All right. Now, a lot of people, let me put this a little bit down so we'll see what's going on. Okay, a lot of people are wondering, okay, why those things are happening? Well, you can see the similarity. They're happening because the 400 years is over. And 2 weeks ago or a week ago, you saw what happened in the Bronx. There was a fire and the entire Gambian family is gone. And you see the so-called African, the so-called Hamites are catching hell because they had their hands into our demise. Okay, you're seeing the fathers using the fire and burning and killing and exploding those people. Okay, this is His Highness work. That has nothing to do with the elites or the Moabites, the so-called Chinese over there doing this. This is the Heavenly Father's hand deep into this thing. All right. Again, in the Bronx, this happened, and you see all those family, those people are not our people, and then they all perish. And then now you see this. You are going to see more and more until the so-called president of Ghana step down and give our people a huge, well, not a huge reparation, literally give back the land unto them because the land belonged to them, and give them all the resources back. This thing going to keep happen and happen again. And he has to lift up that mandatory thing that he put upon our people. He must, because this thing is not going to stop. They're like, okay, well, this is an accident. It happened all the time. Okay. All right. Okay then. Okay. So, all right. Those are the dead bodies. And then that they are digging the well, we might want to stop it right here. Let me move a little. Okay. All right. You see the whole destruction. All right, going on. This is no joke. You see the white stuff. They are covering the dead bodies. All right. Okay. This is no joke, man. Okay. White sheets covering the dead bodies. Okay. All right. We give the Heavenly Father great praise, great glory on the behalf of His children, because He did this to remind those those people, those Gentiles, not to dig our land for mining stuff. The 400 years is over. Let us keep on moving.
It's extremely sad.
Rumblings from afar,
The whole foundation of the house just shook.
reaching several homes near a deadly chemical explosion in King County.
I thought it was somebody's house, and we looked around the neighborhood, and that's what your natural reaction would be. And then
Now, this dude, Ed, has this sign over his head say blessed, as if he is blessed. No, this message is unto us. It's actually the reverse for you. But men killed in New Hampshire explosion. I did one other critically injured. This happening, well, yesterday. And, well, at least they uploaded the video yesterday. What you're seeing, brothers, is nothing but hell. Those people are catching hell every single day and everywhere.
I did tell my son before I went to work, I says, I hope something didn't happen back here in Industrial Parkway.
But it did. The blast tearing through a wall Friday morning at the W.R. Meadows factory, metal debris mangled on the ground as authorities canvassed the scene.
This particular business actually manufactures asphalt and concrete products. The two employees were actually cleaning the top of a tank that contained several of those products, and then the explosion occurred.
Killing 55-year-old Wilmer Gavigia and leaving his co-worker in critical condition.
I've lived here for 19 years, nothing ever like this.
So the guy that killed, he's 55 years old. 5 plus 5, you know what to do. And this guy say he live here for 19 years. 1 plus 9, you know what to do. You know who's in the midst. You know who's doing this. All praises and glory.
Nothing's like this ever happened.
But according to documents ABC7 obtained, while not deadly, other incidents have been investigated at the factory within the last 5 years. In fact, in 2017, the company was cited by OSHA after a worker was pulled into a machine and suffered an arm fracture and third-degree burns. And in 2019, another citation, this time after an employee was cleaning the top of a tank and fell about 10 feet, injuring his head and back. Now another investigation underway as neighbors offer support to those reeling from the blast.
Our thoughts and prayers are with you. It's very, very sad.
And an autopsy will be performed on Gavigia's body on Monday. The cause of the explosion is under investigation.
All praises to the Most High. Okay, you see all those. It's all explosion. It's all explosion and all that. Let us keep on moving.
All right, thank you, Stephen. And we're going to send it to Roslyn, Washington. This is the small town near Cle Elum, about an hour and a half east of Seattle, that was made famous as the site for Northern Exposure, where they filmed that whole TV show in the 90s. Well, the city's fire department put this picture up on its Facebook page and says that there was a propane explosion in what they call the Big Roslyn Inn, which is not a huge motel or hotel or anything like that, but a propane explosion, and then it led to a big fire. It destroyed the inn. No one was inside. It was unoccupied. Nobody was injured. Some buildings nearby suffered a little bit of damage, and they're hoping that people just remember, if you have a propane tank in your basement or garage, it should not be there. But again, pretty striking pictures out of Roslyn, and we'll see if there are any updates throughout the morning.
All praises, man. The Most High is blowing their business up. All praises and glory goes on to the heavenly one.
And we have more local news about an overnight semi-fire. Fire crews from Vandalia and Tipp City responded to that scene, which happened in the northbound lanes of I-75 near the Montgomery-Miami County line. When crews arrived, the trailer of the semi was on fire. You can see that the huge flames coming from the trailer in this picture. Crews quickly got the fire under control, and the trailer was destroyed. No one was hurt. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
Now, you're seeing a lot of those tractor trailers or whatever that are transporting goods from one place to another, either crash or caught in fire. This is the Most High using the ley line to disrupt those people's so-called production or economy or financial system. So he's disrupting everything. Those people are not doing this thing on their own. The Holy One is doing that.
A fire earlier today causes a Darke County winery to pause operations. 2 News reporter Allison Gens is here in the studio with what happened and how it will impact the future of the business. Allison.
Riley, the owners of the winery up for sales got a call this morning that their business was on fire, and since then, there's been an outpouring of support from the community. Winery Up for Sale's retail and marketing manager Lisa Heidenreich says fire crews responded quickly after the call went out around 8:20 Saturday morning.
They were there immediately. Several counties, negative degrees out there. It was pretty cold this morning, and these guys were just wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
Heidenreich says it's likely the fire started in their stockroom, which is part of the winery's main building, but are waiting to know the cause. The stockroom where they keep cases of wine for sale will have to be rebuilt. Other parts of the building mostly suffering from smoke damage.
We're very fortunate that we have another building out back that we keep the bulk of our wine in, and that was not affected. So that part of it is really good.
The winery posted to Facebook about the fire while crews worked to put out the flames, and immediately the post was flooded with hundreds of comments offering support. Heidenreich says they're thankful for the community's kind response.
Darke County and the areas around us, we immediately were just swarmed with, what can we do to help? We'd love to come and help.
They'll have to do an assessment to see what was damaged and what work will need to be done before they can reopen.
Our goal is to come in next week and just start cleaning, and then hopefully they'll give us an idea, but honestly, we just don't have any idea right now. Hopefully soon.
Now, the winery is approaching its 20th anniversary in October, with events to celebrate planned all year. So the hope is that the winery will be back operating in time for their open house, which is slated for April. In the studio, Allison.
So it's approaching is 20th. So it's in 19. 1 plus 9, of course, you know who's in the midst. And as you see, brothers, you witness, sisters, that the Heavenly Father is destroying those people's businesses. Their stuff are exploding. Fire is breaking out. He's literally said no more of that sweet wine except for his children. All praises and glory.
7402 Gardner Road for structure fire with entrapment.
The call came in just after 5 o'clock this morning. When firefighters arrived, the house was engulfed with flames.
Fully engulfed, flames coming from the roof. There's going to be a 33-year-old female, 49-year-old male, and a 4-year-old child still inside the residence. Believes that they're going to be in the bedrooms of the bottom floor.
Parents and their 4-year-old daughter were inside. The child's brothers escaped and ran to a neighbor's house for help. That neighbor asked not to be identified.
And when I opened up the front door, the oldest boy said, can you help us? Our house is on fire. Both of the little boys didn't have any shoes or anything like that on. You could tell that they just basically just ran out of the house.
As investigators began working to try and determine a cause, the Ripley community, including members of the Ripley Union Lewis Huntington School District, began collecting money for the young survivors.
Both our elementary and middle school staff collected money today. We have teachers on their way to get the kids clothes, necessities to get them through the next 3 or 4 days.
Both boys are enrolled in the district. So is their sister.
And it's a very tight-knit community. All is one. And when something like this happens, everyone pulls together and takes care of our kids and our families. And that's what we intend.
So what you're seeing here, what you're keep hearing is those people keep saying we have to pull the community come together. We pull ourselves together. Let me tell you something. The only way, the only thing those people pull themselves together and get together and form a congregation and form and cause a tumult and do something is when they are coming against us. The only time those people, well, not only time, every single time they come together except for this time is to go against us. In Psalm 83, they came against us. Every single time those people go to their town meeting, it's always discussing thing about us. It's always discussing a way to have laws to destroy our people, to destroy us around the world. And then now they are running to so much issue. Now the community have to come together and then pull their money. And then now they finally are a little bit, not a little bit, they are quite busy with each other. Okay, with their winery or catching on fire, they have to come together. The community show support and stuff like that, bringing money. The huge thing caught on fire, the asphalt place over there in New Hampshire caught on fire. The community have to come together and now the community is busy watching themselves now instead of watching which black man is walking around the neighborhood. Who's those people? Can somebody, they will randomly make a call to the top dog and send the white supremacists in our hood and literally dress like us and put blackface and causing drive-by and taking our people out. Now a lot of those people are no more. You see, 3 are no more, including child, after fire engulfs home in Brown County. All right, we don't care who those people are. All we do, we care about the Most High glory because he made those people so busy now. They really do not have the time to come together against us. They have to come together to try to save their butt out of this fire, which is they couldn't.
Intend to do for this family.
And neighbors tell us the boys are with their grandparents tonight. If you would like to help out the family, the school district here has set up several ways you can donate. You could donate money directly to the local funeral home.
There you go. So a lot of people are being no more, brethren. They're just burning inside of the house. Of course, we know this is plague number 2. All right, fiery conflagration of the cities. We saw it in Ghana. We saw it pretty much all over the world. Okay, we saw it is in Argentina, Chile, Peru, all over South America, Australia, all over the place because the 400 years is over. That's why you're seeing all this destruction, and it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. All right, now because Genesis 15 verse 13, and he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Okay, we did serve all 400 years. 1619, 2019. After 2019, you enter 2020. That's when everything going to Haish. Okay? And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And the Heavenly Father is judging this nation. He's judging them through many things. But in the book of the Apocalypse of Abraham, those are the 10 plagues that the Heavenly Father said he will judge the nation. And a lot of people are saying, okay, well, that has to do with Egypt and stuff like that. Nah, that has nothing to do with the whole thing and the 10 plagues and in the whole testament about the Egypt when we were over there, and that's not that. We didn't serve 400 years of slavery in Egypt. We served like 70 or something around that. We live in Egypt for 430 years. So when we were living, we were ruling as king and queens over there. We taught those people, Abraham, we did taught all of them, Jacob, Joseph, literally rule. Okay, so read the book, The Pillar of Fire, you will understand. So let us keep on moving, beloved.
This Wednesday, the Corrientes government declared a state of emergency due to forest and rural fires in the province. In addition to this, a fire tornado formed.
Okay, those are not fire tornado. Those are literally the angels dancing. Okay, the barrier, Uriel, the barrier dancing in the mist. Okay, fear and awe in Argentina. Fire and fiery tornado consume the country. Okay, so they won't bring things like
1,000
that.
hectares
Let's just cut this. Okay, this is angelic right there. Okay, those are angels. All right, fire. When the wind is blowing this way, this fire is going straight up. Okay, that's angelic power, angelic movement, like Brother Ensign said. Okay, those are angelic activities. All right, and this is your technology. All right, this is what you people are doing. All right, you do not have the power to tell the wind to stop, to tell the fire to stop. You do not have this type of power. Okay, this is in Argentina. So the so-called, you see, look at this. Look at the tornado on the fire. Let me enlarge this so you can see this. Okay, this is beautiful. This is angelic activities over there. The tornado is like slowly turning with the fire. You can see all sort of things here, all sort of face. Okay, all right, look at this. All right, look at that. Beautiful. This is the barrier right there. Okay. This is the barrier in the mist. Those are literally angels dancing. All right. Tornadoes and fire at the same time. And this is in Argentina. And the so-called Argentinians are very racist. This guy is throwing a rock at this thing. This guy is throwing a rock at this thing, man. Okay. This is literally a pillar of fire dancing. All right. All praises and glory, man. Great praise and great glory go unto the Father, man. Let's keep on moving to the next video.
New tonight, the historic Masonic Temple in Zanesville is in the process of coming down after a fire. Crews began to demolish the temple today.
All
Artist
praises.
Ron Cole live streamed the process on his Facebook page, so you can see some of that right there. Dozens of artists and community leaders were devastated by this loss.
A very eclectic place. It really was the nucleus, the center of the artist community in Zanesville, really in Muskingum County and this whole part of Ohio. Anybody who is an artist here, be they an amateur, a upstart artist, or a professional artist, we all got our start at the Masonic Temple.
And that temple will be completely demolished by tomorrow.
All praises to the Most High. I'm not quite sure here. Let's see what it could be. It could be a name of a club, or is it a real Masonic temple? Man, this thing is pretty annoying. Let me go ahead and turn that off and do a little research here. I really can't find anything on this thing, and I'm not trying to waste my time. But a lot of those people buildings are literally or figuratively coming down, burning down, and then yeah, the Mosai is literally destroying their places, man. Oh, is that what that is? That could be Lafayette Lodge. Okay, this is not for you guys. You go around, you swagger jack our stuff, you act like you have some type of power. You guys lie to each other and saying you are going to rule the world. Now look at you. Okay, acting like you have the secrets. You don't have none of this. If you had the secret, you would have seen this fire, and then you would have prevented, you all stop it. But hey, this thing is this, your place is being destroyed, and we give the Most High great praise, great glory, great exaltation for taking you fix out there. You perverted everything that we have. Let's keep on moving.
We begin with breaking news. An ominous sight, a wildfire burning in January. You can see the flames there on the mountainside. This video just into our newsroom. It's burning south of Carmel in Monterey County near the Big Sur coast. This isn't far from the famous Bixby Bridge on Highway 1.
Okay, so a wildfire burning in January. Again, this is in California. This is unheard of. This is not normal, but those people think the word normal still exists. Now, again, like we said, this is fiery conflagration of the cities. No matter what season you are, it's still going to happen until all of you are swept off the land.
Mandatory evacuations are underway. If you can see this, it's a shaky video here. This is video taken by someone actually racing to get away from those flames. So where's the exact location? Take a look. This is in the Palo Colorado Canyon. On this map, it's close to Big Sur. The CHP has shut down parts of Highway 1.
Okay, so it's in Colorado along California Big Sur. So it's between both. Colorado fire prompts evacuation along California's Big Sur coast. Man, Colorado is catching a lot of hell, man. It's a lot of hell in Colorado. 2-3 weeks ago, they had that huge fire started by the 12 tribes. Till this day, they haven't said if they did it or if they don't. You just never heard anything about it. And then now, they got this thing going on now.
Crews from across Santa Cruz and Monterey counties are now battling this fire. And here's the challenge. Strong winds are fanning these flames. CAL FIRE saying tonight 75 to 100 acres have already burned. Let's bring in our chief meteorologist, Jeff Ranieri. Yep. Jeff, this is what we were worried about, those strong winds.
Again, we do not have the time to listen to those people. All they do is damage control and lying to the people, and they don't want to tell them, hey, listen, those are angelic activities. The Holy One is pretty peace because we enslave his people for over 400 years. We never give them reparation. We never give them any acknowledge. So he's sweeping us off the land. All praises. But they never say this. All right.
Thank you for joining us tonight at 6 o'clock. I'm Shannon Ogden.
Good evening. I'm Ann Trujillo. Earlier this week, we shared concerns of residents living in the Sagamore neighborhood of Superior, and they say they were not alerted about the Marshall fire. There were no sirens, no working fire hydrants.
I think a better emergency response in whatever shape or form could have bought us all more time to have escaped with pets, valuable belongings.
Okay, all right. Let me try to translate what those people are saying here. They are blaming the firefighters or the fire chief or whatever fire people over there because they didn't warn them that the fire was coming. Again, when we told you the Heavenly Father, when it's coming upon you, when it's coming against your loin, you will have no warning. He's been warning you. The signs, the dreams, the people been telling you, and we know those people are listening. We know they simply do not care because of their pride. They really don't want to believe what we are saying until it happened to them. And still, they are saying, you should have a way to warn us and stuff. What are you talking about? It's the Most High attacking you. He's been giving you warnings upon warnings. You ignore all of them. And then when it happened, you're like, well, why didn't I receive the warning? Those people were talking about is like, yo, yeah, the fire is there. Quickly run. You got like 2 hours. It doesn't work like that. The Most High say he will come as a thief in the night. He will caught you off guard. And that's what happened. And then this woman, like, she's not grateful. Hey, man, I escaped with my life and I'm pretty good. Everything is lost, but I escaped. Maybe next time you guys will set up some type of thing to warn the people. Like, oh, you guys didn't warn me. This is the entitled bullcrap those people always do when they get in trouble. Always trying to explain it away. Why? Well, okay, this thing happened. I could have saved all my valuables and stuff. And those people lost a lot, man. A lot of them, remember when when the stir started in 2020, a lot of them brethren went to the banks and they withdraw all their money. Remember, we have Hebrews online telling our people to go in banks and withdraw their money because things are about to crash, because they are following what the Gentiles are saying. And those people are having a lot of cash in their house and they're safe, and then the whole house and the safe burned down. Or they just put it somewhere in the house because it's a safe neighborhood and they all burned down. Their jewelry, everything melted. Remember that Cap Michael? His gun melted.
Or maybe even just shoes. The shoes would have been great that day.
So tonight we are doing our due diligence and taking those concerns to those in charge. And we'll hear from the director of Boulder County's Office of Disaster Management in just a moment.
First, we're sharing the perspective of the Mountain View fire chief, who says this is a wake-up call. Denver 7's Jacqueline Allen asks him the tough questions about what went wrong.
I got souls in danger.
No one is questioning the bravery of first responders.
I have people there that need to be evacuated.
Who ran towards the danger. But as the smoke clears from the Marshall Fire,
no alarms, no sirens, no anything.
What survivors in Superior's Sagamore neighborhood are questioning
that day was a comedy of errors.
Is why they had no notification.
As a community, all of us deserve those answers.
So you want us to ask these questions?
Absolutely. Bring it on.
Chief David Beebe is head of Mountain View Fire Protection, the first district on scene.
So now you're seeing those Gentiles are literally going at each other's throat and then calling each other's incompetent. Comedy. How you guys could not? We pay you a lot of money. We pay you 200, 300K a year to save us from fire. Why could you do anything? There weren't no fire alarm, okay, no fire hydrant, none of these things. Now they are blaming each other because those people, they are used to telling us those things. When things happen to us, they say, you guys are incompetent. Where was your fire alarm? What was this? You see, you guys don't know what you're doing because you're stupid. You're not smart. You are inferior and you have low IQ. Right now, they are calling themselves and each other like, yo, what the hell is going on? Okay, I pay you guys to do all those things. I'm pretty much, basically, I'm a millionaire and I lost my house. Why am I paying you guys to do these things? What's going on here? What seems to be the issue here?
We're here to protect people. We get
damage
paid tax dollars to do that.
Oh, of course.
We should be accountable for that.
The fellow name is Chief David Baby or BB or BB. All right, then.
Bad interactions.
Firefighters will tell you, yes, hurricane force winds fueled an unprecedented firestorm. And yes, there is more to the story.
Do you think the emergency alert system fell short that day?
If our citizens and our residents believe it failed, then yes, I believe it needs to be looked at.
Copy.
Chief Beebe says his firefighters almost immediately realized the danger and notified dispatch to the need for evacuation.
So if homes are burning all along Marshall Road, why wasn't this neighborhood evacuated?
You can ask me that question 10 different ways, and I can't give you an answer right now.
Damage control. I have to come back. I have to go home, think a lie, a better lie, a professional lie, and come back and make it the truth. That's literally what he said. First of all, those people that the house is burned down are very proud. When they receive the so-called, you can see them, they happen all the time. When they receive the so-called evacuation, they like, I ain't gonna leave my home. Did you know they had to, one of the guy, the police had to shot him. I think they arrested this guy. He said, I ain't leaving. He got his gun. He got his AR-15. He said, I'm going to kill you, guy. I think he start shooting at the guy. Either they kill him or they arrest him. Something like that. It's in the news. So those people, when they send the alert, they say, evacuate. They say, well, I ain't going to evacuate. This fire is like a city away. It's like 10 miles away. I have like a few hours. And then once the fire burned down the house, it's like, oh, you know, you fall short and stuff. Get out of here.
All I can tell you is that it's my understanding that the evacuations are asked for. Where it went from there, I can't speak to.
In the absence of evacuation notices, though, neighbors want to know why the fire engines stayed silent.
Why didn't firefighters have on sirens to alert people they needed to get out?
It's not something that we would normally do. Absolutely. We look at, well, maybe we could have done this. Maybe we could have done that. You know, in the heat of the battle, you fall back on your training.
Neighbors.
Yeah, whatever. Confusion. Give them a spirit of confusion. They were supposed to do this. They were supposed to blaring and stuff and tell those people, run, run, there's a fire coming. They didn't. Guess what? In the beginning of 2020, I believe somewhere, well, not in the, yes, in the beginning, somewhere in March or April, when they had the quote unquote the lockdown, which this country never did lockdown. But they were trying to lock us down. They were going in Chicago and in the hood. They were going in Detroit. What the police were doing, they were running around and playing the Purge sirens. Okay, let me see if I can find a video. I'm probably not going to play it. Let me see if there's, you know, computer is very slow. And that freaking noise in the back. Let me see if we can find a video of this. Oh, the fire's still going on. All right. Police play the Purge sounds in neighborhood. Something like that. Okay, is that what that is? Oh yeah, in the streets of Louisiana. What was that is? Let me take a little bit of this. Whoops.
Next story. This is, you know, we're in the midst of this coronavirus. People are sheltering in their homes. They're not supposed to go out. You've got law enforcement, police, you know, trying to enforce this and advise the community. Something strange happened in Louisiana. And if any of you have ever seen the movie The Purge, you're going to recognize the sound that Chanley Painter is talking about tonight.
Bro, what the heck, man? They coming around again.
This blaring sound startled many in the small town of Crowley, Louisiana.
All of a sudden, you just hear The Purge, which is going, you know, I know it's famous right now. It just caused a lot of havoc, a lot of chaos. You hear the sirens blaring. They're just super loud. My dog freaks out. Neighbors coming outside, checking out what was going on, yelling, just upset about it.
The police sounding an alarm to signify the start of curfew. From 9 at night to 6 in the morning, Crowley residents must remain at home to curb the spread of COVID-19.
Now, I didn't want them to say this word. Now, when it comes to our people, when it comes to our hood, they will do things like that. They will come with their sirens and blaring and scared our people, bring fear into our people. You niggers better be in your house before I kill you, before I purge you. But when it comes to save their own butt or to save their people, they like, oh, you fall back. Let's listen to this guy. Let's listen to this fellow right here. Listen to the lies.
Notified dispatch to the need for evacuations.
So if homes are burning all along Marshall Road, why wasn't this neighborhood evacuated?
You can ask me that question in 10 different ways, and I can't give you an answer right now. All I can tell you is that it's my understanding that the evacuations are asked for. Where it went from there, I can't speak to.
In the absence of evacuation notices, though, neighbors want to know why the fire engines stayed silent.
Why didn't firefighters have on sirens to alert people they needed to get out?
It's not something that we would normally do. Absolutely. We look at, well, maybe we could have done this. Maybe we could have done that. You know, in the heat of the battle, you fall back on your training.
Neighbors also...
In the heat of the battle, you fall back. And that means they are incompetent. they had a spirit of fear and confusion. They didn't even know what they were doing. They were just driving around the neighborhood, not telling the people to run because it wasn't our neighborhood. The ley line switch, the confusion is upon you, the curses are upon you. You see, those people, if it was our neighborhood, brothers, first of all, they wouldn't do none of these things. They would have said, oh, well, we tried to warn them, but there was gang members shooting at us. When it comes to our people, those people would have bring fear and all those stuff. But when it comes to them, fall back and you in the heat of the battle and stuff. Cowards.
The report seeing fire hydrants that didn't work. BB says power to Superior's water pump had gone out and the backup generator burned in the fire.
Could homes have been saved if you had had the water?
Based on the amount of fire, based on the winds, based on the fuel.
No way.
It may have.
No. See, when the Most High attack, brothers, you have to wait for there is before the facts and after the facts. Now, this is after the facts. Now, the fire hydrant wasn't working. The Most High blocked them. They couldn't get water, and he burned down their generator so the pump wouldn't work. All praises and all glory and great exaltation unto the Holy One. Yes, His Majesty, when He's attacking you, He humiliated those guys. He gave them unto great shame. Give His Majesty all praise and glory and exaltation that He deserved because He did this. Is that thing even recording right now? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All praises, all glory, man. All right, let us keep on moving.
But the consensus seems to be it probably wouldn't have mattered.
What would have mattered, he says, is better communication with Boulder County agencies on different radio systems.
Was that a problem on the Marshall Fire?
Absolutely.
Your firefighters couldn't talk?
They could talk to some people, but they can't talk to all the people. And that has been a problem as long as I've been in this business.
Are things going to change now?
That is a great question. I hope so.
Do things need to change?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope this event served as a wake-up call.
The wake-up call, he says, that other neighborhoods are also in danger, and these questions need to be answered.
So this could happen again?
Absolutely. Not only could, it probably will. I think you as the news media have
that
a role
is
in
the
holding
truth.
our feet to it.
That is the truth. That is the truth. It will happen. Yes, indeed, it will happen. Yes.
And holding us accountable for that. My fear is that this only lasts until the next emergency, and then the focus gets lost.
So what's going to happen here, beloved? This thing's going to happen again, and then there's no way those people can escape what is going on and what is coming.
Proud to share. Inside Edition just passed 10 million subscribers on the Inside Edition YouTube channel. And the number of total views is astounding. Our stories have been watched on YouTube 17.3 billion times. That makes us number one by a long shot, way ahead of Fox News' 9.8 billion and CNN's 10.8 billion views. So, what stories were viewed the most?
Now, don't let this fool you, okay? Let me tell you why those people Inside Edition YouTube have 17 billion views more than Fox and CNN. The reason why those people have 17 billion views is because, one, they are swagger jacking our stuff. They are swagger jacking our people. And two, they are reporting on actual news and things that happen that really matters, especially when things related to the sword and catastrophic event. So-called Fox News and CNN, which is all the same, they are Inside Edition is the same too, but Fox News and CNN do not report those type of news. They only report political news. Oh, the Democrats and stuff, and people are not interested in that anymore. They are interested in things that happen so they can find a way to save their life. So they are aware. Most people now are not worried about like the next election. You see, the people that are worrying about the next election, they are people that are still asleep. The people that are worrying about what the next candidate going to do, they're still asleep. Most people are well awake or wide awake. They want to know what's happening now, what is actual news, what is actuality. Not is like what this guy is saying, Senator this, and say something about this bill and stuff like that. They do not care about it. Now, Let's see. Let's listen. Now, again, in the thumbnail right here,
way ahead of
okay,
Fox.
they showed you this guy setting up this place on fire. Those people didn't bring this news until we start talking about it. And then a lot of those news that you're seeing they are doing is because they are watching our people. Remember, a few months ago, they come up with a bunch of videos. They are compiling the videos that we've been made about the fishes that live in the deep sea that keep coming on shore, because they're watching us, and a lot of people are watching their videos. Now let us listen.
News is 9.8 billion and CNN's 10.8 billion views. So, what stories were viewed the most? Well, here are the top 3. Our story testing whether dogs would protect their owners during a break-in has been viewed more than 61 million times.
Ruby was curious, she was worried about you, but she was not willing to take on the attacker.
In second place, a story we call The World's Chillest Man, as he sat there cool as ice as an armed robber held up the bar where he was having a drink.
He actually asked me, "I need the money out of your wallet." I just said, "I got $2 in my wallet and that's for my next beer."
It's been viewed 62 million times and counting. And remember the backpack kid, the teen who stole the spotlight from Katy Perry on SNL? We took Russell Horning to Times Square back in 2017. His dance has been viewed on Inside Edition's YouTube channel 63 million times. And that number keeps growing even after 5 years. So thanks for making us number 1.
Now, you might say, okay, those things are scum stuff. But when you look at this, you see 2 things in there. You see the sword, you see the attack, you see all those things. People are interested in actuality. What's happening now? Don't be telling me about the deputy, this senator. He says something about Congress. That's how Fox News and CNN is all about. Garbage. And people are not paying attention to them anymore. They want to see what's happening now, what's happening quickly, so they can somewhat do something if this happened to them and they can get away. Those Inside Edition, if you go in there, they have a, oops, let me see. All right. They have a lot of news about like you see like wildfire. See the wildfires. They are copying what we are doing, okay? They have let's see. Okay, the birds, the wild beasts will be their grave, okay? Officer pulled a car crash, okay, from pull unconscious woman from car crash. All right. Let me see again. The murder, suspect in furniture store murder. We covered this even before they had to do this, okay? From the fire that happened in New York. We covered this before they had to do this. All right. And let's see what else they have. The whole synagogue thing. All right. Okay. They also, all those dumb stuff they have over there, people really don't have them. Okay. Dramatic martial, fire. Okay. The cargo train, they are covering what we are covering here. Like obscure news, they will take it and make it big.
Evacuate now!
Okay.
It's a race against time. Move now! Leave your stuff! Go! The fire's at the back! Go! Dramatic just-released body cam footage shows first responders urgently evacuating people during the catastrophic fire that swept through Boulder, Colorado last month.
CNN and Fox News did not want to report this. When CNN report that, they show you a black man giving, well, we stand with the community. We have to come together, and all gays, black. There's no color. That's what CNN was saying. Fox News, the same garbage. Well, the patriots over there. People don't want to hear this type of nonsense, this stuff of garbage. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to. They want to see things. That's why you guys have billions of views, because you are swagger jacking us just like this scumbag we're gonna do at the end with the third Exodus, Christian battling America, Ramses spirit. Ramses spirit. Oh man, the lies. You have no idea who Ramses was. First of all, he wasn't a pharaoh. Okay. Anyway, we'll put this one on Vimeo. All right, at the end. So anyway, man, those people are watching us. They are watching our people. Okay, they are swagger jacking what the Mosai is doing, and then they will go ahead and put it over there. You know, glacier melting up, climate change. You know, all those things. So let's keep on moving.
First year in office press conference that left a lot of people shaking their heads. Was it appropriate? Amber Cagliano spoke with the reporter who asked it.
It was an epic press conference.
He took questions for nearly 2 hours.
The president went through his pre-approved list of reporters.
Mary Bruce, ABC. David Sanger, New York Times.
And then opened it up to the room. That's when it really got interesting.
Give him credit for going to people that he knew was going to come at him with crazy questions.
Yes.
The question that stunned everyone came from reporter James Rosen from the conservative news website Newsmax.
I'd like to raise a delicate subject.
Rosen started off politely.
With utmost respect for your life accomplishments and the high office you hold.
And then hit Biden with a doozy.
A poll released this morning by Politico Morning Consult found 49% of registered voters disagreeing with the statement, Joe Biden is mentally fit. Why do you suppose such large segments of the American electorate have come to harbor such profound concerns about your cognitive fitness?
The president, kind of grinning, gave a curt response.
I have no idea.
Reaction to the question depended on where you stood politically.
It is an absolutely disgraceful question.
More often than not, Joe is clearly lost.
I want to know if this guy...
So what's happening here? You saw those old relics over there in the TV. Every time they turn on the TV, you saw those old relics talking about mental fitness and stuff like that, or pre-approved reporters. It's all up. Look at those people. They're running around chasing their own tail. They don't. I have no idea. Oh, you are not mentally fit and stuff. Let those people soak in their own scum. All the relics, all those scumbag they brought over there, they like talking about politics. Politics is not actuality. Politics is plain, is stage. Actuality, what's going on right now at this moment while we are speaking, is not stage. Okay?
Guy ever asked Donald Trump if he's mentally fit when he said you should inject bleach?
I caught up with James Rosen today.
I have no regrets about posing that question. It's something that people have whispered about. It's not something that's been brought up in these formal settings the way I did. I thought the president might actually want an opportunity to address it.
People are wondering, did you really expect a serious answer from the president?
I think I got a serious answer from the president.
Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris appeared on all 3 morning shows and really got into it with Savannah Guthrie.
To the point, though, because those bills were debated. The bills were debated and they didn't pass.
If I may finish.
But the specific question, if you don't mind.
Confusion. And those people are not making this up like, we staged that one. No, confusion. It is in the midst. We really do not give a crap. All praise. Let's keep on moving, man.
Now to breaking news in the Pacific Palisades, where Arnold Schwarzenegger has been involved in a crash.
Gil Levis overhead in Sky 5 with more. Gil.
Sharon, Micah, you're looking at the intersection of Sunset Boulevard and Allenford Avenue. This is the 1400 block of Allenford where this accident happened. It happened around 4:34. In fact, that's what time the LA City Fire got the call. They responded here to a 4-car accident. They found one of those cars on top of the other. But one person was transported to the local hospital, unknown condition. Now, right now, LAPD cannot confirm that the person injured was actor and former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, but TMZ is reporting that, as well as a viewer that sent in some photos of the crash scene. Again, this happened just before 4:30, just after 4:30, I should say, this afternoon. And again, Arnold Schwarzenegger involved in the crash here, according to TMZ.
Okay, well.
Tonight, former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger has been involved in a
All right, here we go. It's two news now. Arnold, okay. Schwarzenegger. All right, this dude, he's one of those so-called elites. He's one of those Hollywood big heavyweights. All right, so he's Austrians. All right, so his last name, okay, Schwarzenegger, German pronunciation, is a German surname that means person of Schwarzenegger, which is born in Switzerland, currently split and stuff. That's not what that is, okay? That's not those. All right, Schwaz. Oops. Meaning black, okay? The word Schwaz mean black, and Neger. A black, no, well, in England mean a chief, a king, okay? Neger is mean a king, all right? Like nega, naga, okay? It's not naga or nega, or, well, let's check nega, meaning, Schwarz mean black, Neger mean king, black king, Arnold Black King. Let's see what the name Arnold mean. Eagle, power, okay? His name mean power, okay? All right? Eagle and power. Power, the powerful black king. That's the message right here. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
According to Wikipedia, Arnold Alois Schwarzenegger is an Austrian-American actor, former bodybuilder, film producer, businessman, and former politician who served as the 38th governor of California from 2003 to 2011.
Anyway, so his name literally means the powerful black king. And we all know who that is, okay? The all-powerful black king. That's the message the Heavenly Father sent unto us. You can't make this up. The last name Schwarzenegger, okay, he's not his name. His family Swagger Jack all people when we used to rule Austria, when we used to rule all over Europe, okay. When they came into power, they stole identity theft. Arnold Schwarzenegger is not his name. He stole this name. His family stole it from our people. Your name cannot mean powerful black king. You're not a powerful black man or black king. This is not a black man right here. Oh, and a little known fact, he used to post those things on a cowboy magazine where cowboy men, it was literally a cowboy magazine. He will post so cowboy men will watch this and then gym themselves onto this. And then they will watch things like that. And then they will just like go into town into his picture. So, they find a car on top of another car in Sunset Boulevard. Literally, the message, the most you can literally see the Sunset Boulevard. He said the powerful black king is setting the sun in your kingdom. The sun is being set in your iron kingdom. That's it. Arnold Schwarzenegger. All right? Just like Vlad the Impaler. Okay, let's see. Let's go over there. AKA Dracula. Vlad the Impaler.
According to Wikipedia, Vlad III, commonly known as Vlad the Impaler or Vlad Dracula, was voivode of Wallachia 3 times between 1448 and his death in 1476-77. He is often considered one of the most important rulers in Wallachian history and a national hero of Romania.
Okay, Romania, we ruled this country. Again, they were taking our people down in the 1400s. That's why you see all those trouble were happening in 1448, 1462, 1477, 22 years later, 1492. Once they done taking Vlad down, Vlad was a black man, aka Dracula. Okay, Vlad the Impaler, aka Dracula, was a black man. Okay, he was giving the invaders, the Edomite invader, hell. He used to impale them. Okay, Vlad was a black man, aka Dracula. They literally they sabotage, they vilify. You see how what you see the 6 stars he's wearing upon his neck. They vilify him. They call him he was drinking blood. The power that he had was so extraordinary they could not explain it. Okay, they used to call Vlad. They used to say, look at the picture right here of Vlad. Look at his white folks have dread now. This dude, they literally have huge dreadlocks. But, you know, of course, they whitewash the picture, giving us this long schnozzle nose here, a giant freaking mustache. They removed the giant beard that he had. Okay? And he had dreadlocks. All right? These giant dreadlocks. Vlad, let's see, Black Dracula. Okay, so in the 70s, for those of you who watch this movie, they had Black Dracula because they were marking our people. They know Vlad or the real Hura back in the 1400. Again, when you watch anywhere you go around and then you see a bunch of kingdom fell around the 1400, that's when our people really begin to fail. All over Europe, all over China, all the dynasties start to fail in. They were all people they were taking down. Okay, so, and they got Bela Lugosi or Lugosi, I forgot this dude name, playing a black man. Okay, Vladimir the Impaler. We got books and all that. It's just those books are very hard to get. Let me see if I can get one. I started this book back in 2007. Vlad the Impaler was a black man. Let me see. Was Vlad the Impaler black man? The ruling class all over Europe were black folks during the Renaissance era, rebirth, yes. Oh boy. You know, he never really drank blood, brothers. It's just his power that he had, okay? Okay, this is the when you go to those books, you can see the picture of Vlad. Okay, he had dreadlocks, and then he was a black man. That's what he was. He was an Israelite man, and he gave those people a lot of hell. Let me see. Tariq Nasheed put something here. Fact: a black man protect Europe against the Ottoman Empire. Vlad the Impaler. All praises to the Mosa. You can't make this up. I believe Brother Tariq should have more on that in his movies, okay? Vlad the Impaler. He wasn't protecting Europe, the white European. He was protecting the land. He was protecting our people from the invaders, okay? The so-called the Ottoman empires. Okay, the Gentiles coming to swagger jack the land. Okay, this is from Tariq Nasheed, okay? A black man protect Europe against the Ottoman Empire. Vlad the Impaler. Happy Black History Month. He was a black man. They vilify him. They demonize him. The new Dracula movie. This one, I love this one a lot. Dracula the movie. Yes, this one is pretty good. I love that one, man. This one, when I watch, this fellow, I forgot his name. Let's see the new movie. Boy, sorry about that, brothers. You know, Big Leaf, I always do those things. I'm all over the place. Dracula the movie. Which one? That's Dracula Untold. Oh man, this one was it came in 2014. This one was pretty good. And when you watch it, you'll see the last battle, who he did the last battle with, and how he got his power and what he was saying. Oh man, this movie kicked ass, but it fell. The people did not like it because they didn't understand. Okay, they give it 1% on Rotten Tomato, but this movie kicked so much ass. Let me see. They have it on Amazon Prime. Is it on Amazon Prime? Huh. Let me check it. Let me check if it's on Amazon Prime. Yes, it is there. It is on Amazon Prime. Yeah, Dracula Untold. If you have Amazon Prime, by Luke Evans is in there. Is the starring guy. It's pretty good. When he got the power, they got Drag the Impaler. 2020. I'm not quite sure what that is. Immortal is good. All those stories are about our people. Okay. I'm not quite sure. Dracula Reborn. There's the story. The Mummy 2017 was pretty good. It's all about our story, but the people didn't like it. They're like, oh, it sucks and stuff. But this one, Dracula Untold, was kick a lot of butt. It's you know what? Let's go to Romania or Austria. Google Earth. It's been a while we haven't used Google Earth. Romania. There we go. See where Vlad used to live, used to rule, and Romania. Remember, they find one of those monolith in Romania. All right. Okay, this is this area, this region we used to rule it. There are so many castles, Moldova, all over Europe. You know, we rule the entire land, the entire world, China, Africa, all over. Okay? So people like, oh, you from Africa, you from the jungle and stuff. Nah, man, we rule the entire earth, all of it. I mean, well, that's a part of the earth. There are way more land beyond the ice cap and stuff. And I'm not into discussing that with people. And we already show you, let me see if the Leviathan's still there. Hey, there you go. Okay, you can see this giant snake right here, this giant python protecting this egg. Okay, again, it's been a while we haven't doing this. You can see the snout, okay, the mouth, the snout of this beast, and then you see an eye over there. Okay, let's zoom in for you. It's a head of a python. Let me see, a head of a python. At least that's what we saw. Head of a python.
According to Craft.co,
Head of a python.
Python CEO and key exec.
Oh boy. A python's head. Oh boy. Show me picture
Coach
of a
Mike
python.
Vrabel. According to
There you go.
these pictures should match.
The snake has a horrible reputation. All right, the python. Well, I mean, at least that's what I saw. Yep. I cannot find an image. Snakes has a horrible reputation in the Bible, and you know, well, that's kind of like the closest picture. Well, let's take this one. All right, you see the snout right here. Okay, the mouth, the snout, the eye, both eye right here. Okay, there you go. That's the snout right here, and the eye, the eyes, and then the neck. You know how you see how it hits the whole body. This giant snake wrap around Antarctica. You know, the whole tail is just wrap around it and protecting this entrance. It's a Leviathan, not the Leviathan. Leviathan literally mean sea monsters. But the Most High revealed this unto us a year and a half ago, and we know this is some giant thing protecting this place. If you can go beyond that place, there are much more land. In the book of the Smoky God, let's get rid of this thing right here. Yeah, that's a giant snake-like thing protecting this place. Anyway, the Smoky God. Okay, so in the book, let's see if we can get this. The Smoky God.
According to Wikipedia, The Smoky God, or A Voyage Journey to the Inner Earth, is a book presented as a true account written by Willis George Emerson in 1908, which describes the adventures of Olaf Jansen, a Norwegian sailor who sailed with his father through an entrance to the Earth's interior at the North Pole.
Yes, that is the truth. It was a true story. And what Olaf Jansen saw, he saw those guys. He saw those giant beings. And then he described them. They were black folks. Okay, those giant beings with technology that is beyond. He fell into a sea, and then when he tasted the water, it was fresh water. It was a giant sea of fresh water. Okay, those people got technology. He met a high priest. The whole book, brothers, when you read it, you're like, all praises to the Most High, man. Glory, 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 hallelujah. There are more lands that the Gentiles cannot get to. All right. So I don't know how we got all the way up there to this. Oh yeah, we were talking about Schwarzenegger being stuff like that. Forgive me, brethren, I do this. And how long we are into this thing? It took me a while to prove, you know, those things. But anyway, Arnold Schwarzenegger, so-called elite, they are catching hell. William Shatner, okay, Arnold Schwarzenegger get into an accident. Let's see. When was William Shatner caught into an accident? William Shatner into an accident, car accident. Oops. It was December the 22nd, okay? William Shatner, beat me up, Scotty, cause this driving thing ain't working. Let me see. William Shatner seems to have a safer trip flying a humongous. Anyway, so this is William Shatner right there. You know, he's driving a regular car, just a regular Acura. You know, you won't even know if it was him. The man is a millionaire, literally a billionaire. Okay, he got caught up in a effed up car accident. All right. Okay, this is William Shatner. That happened December the 22nd. I believe a month later, and Arnold Schwarzenegger yesterday the 21st, you know, he got caught up in an accident a month later. You know, so those people are catching nothing but hell. All right, because they cannot focus when they are driving the ley line. They are thinking too much. Let us keep on moving, brethren. Let us keep on moving. All right, let's keep on moving. Oh, there you go.
So anyway, thank you, everyone. Thank you for all the years. God bless you, and keep rocking.
So I will not let the video play because it's gonna sing and YouTube going to target me. Meatloaf has died at the age of 74. You got this rock and roll, those guys, they swagger jack our stuff. Rock and roll is literally a term for people used to use, which literally mean, hey, rock and roll baking. There was a term for baking our people used to do. They used to say rock and roll is the music of the devil. It was a code name. We were the devil back then. Rock and roll was the music of the black man. Now all you see is those artists, those elites, those rich millionaires, billionaires, dudes are being no more. Get into a car accident. This guy is no more, aka Meatloaf. He is no more. All right. The Most High is literally sweeping the land. Next video. Again, I'm not gonna play it because, you know,
last night on South Highlands Avenue and Youth Care Lane, a wrong-way driver hit a car head-on, killing 2 people, including a 4-year-old girl. Now that driver is facing serious charges, and Fox 13's Kimberly Quizon has more.
Just after 9:30 Monday night, a sound from South Highlands Avenue in Sebring would shake the neighborhood.
Sounded like an explosion.
Of course, a loud
Charlie
boom.
White, the owner of White's Transmission, was home watching TV. He went outside to see what had happened.
That's when I heard the people
Charlie
screaming,
White.
and I knew somebody was hurt.
He'd find 2 mangled cars and several people needing help.
The kids were in their pajamas.
Troopers say 45-year-old Zasha Cologne was going the wrong way on South Highlands.
Now look at this. Look at this woman. She's 45 years old. And I mean, beloved, you can literally read a person by just looking at them. Okay, I don't know. But the Most High gave us this quote unquote this talent, this power. Now we can read the Gentiles. We can see what they are doing, what they are thinking. They're trying to drink their problem away. They're trying to drink or pacify their sorrow and their issues away, and it won't work. Okay, this woman is 45. 4 + 5 = 9. Destruction. And you know, you can see it all over. It's literally written in her face.
Highway when she hit a family sedan head on. The driver, a 32-year-old man, and a 4-year-old girl, a passenger, were both killed.
The amount of physical damage is extensive, and obviously the amount of injuries to the occupants is priceless. It's horrific.
Troopers say in the family's car, a female passenger and 2 other children, ages 7 and 16, were left with serious injuries. FHP says none of the children were wearing seatbelts. Cologne was taken to the hospital and later arrested for driving under the influence.
It's something that we would do anything to prevent from occurring.
Lieutenant Greg Bueno with FHP says it's a crash that could have been stopped.
In today's society, we have all these other options that You do not have to get behind the wheel.
A family now grieves and tries to heal physically after one person's choice shattered the lives of many.
We certainly are going to hold the driver that caused this accountable for her action.
Cologne remains behind bars here in Highlands County with no bond and charged with 2 counts of DUI manslaughter. Kimberly Quizon, Fox 13 News.
All praises, all glory to the Most High. Oops, another video gonna play. What?
This is what mothers go through for us.
South Africa is suffering. The Shire River has burst its bank and destroying Malawi. So a lot of hell is going on over there in Africa, man. All praises and glory. I'm not gonna play this video. Let us keep on moving. I believe I'll have it at the end of this.
To breaking news this morning, our nonstop news crew captured video of this tragic crash on the far north side. Chicago police say this car was speeding when it lost control and ran into a tree here on Peterson and Pulaski in the Saguenash neighborhood. And as you can see, the completely mangled car ended up on a sidewalk.
Okay, look at this. The tree is just fine. Cambodia is just fine, but whoever was in this car is no more.
The man who was driving is dead. A woman who was also in the car is now in critical condition. Now, if you're headed that way, a heads up, Peterson is closed in both directions. While this crash is under investigation, we'll update you when that traffic opens back up.
This reminds me of this fellow when they say this guy crashed. Let's check this guy. I believe I might get the name wrong. Shawty Low Death.
Shawty Low died on September 21, 2016, and the place of death is Fulton County, Georgia.
Hang on. How did Shawty Low die?
Here's a summary from Wikipedia. The crash happened around 2:20 a.m. when Walker's Audi A7 went over a guardrail.
Well, anyway, on September 21st, 2016, Walker was killed in a single vehicle accident in Fulton County, Georgia. The crash happened around like 2:20 a.m. when Walker's Audi 7 went over a guardrail, hit 2 trees, and caught on fire. He was ejected from the vehicle and pronounced dead at the scene. Okay, that was Shawty Low. Most people probably don't know Shawty Low, Georgia, and stuff like that. So that's what happened to this guy, and I believe, let me see. I'm gonna take a picture of this guy. Okay, now when he was driving this car very fast, and some people say he is well known of not putting his seatbelt. He always says seatbelts are for men with women apparel. It's if you have an oven, a seatbelt for oven, something like that. I was reading online. Some dude say he know this guy very well. He liked to drive very fast, and then he had 2 women in the car with him, and then he said and he was trying to impress them, and then he was running so fast, and then he hit the guardrail, hit a tree, he flew out of the car, and he was no more, man. The guy died young. Okay, Shawty Low died young. Very, very young. So yeah, it remind me of Shawty Low when they say that guy hit the tree and then he died and the woman in the car did not. Okay, so Shawty Low, he had passenger, the female, he's no more, but the female survived. So yeah, that's what happened, man. We give the Most High great praise, great glory, man. Let us keep on moving. All right. Whoop. Did we play this? Oh, no, we did not.
Now to Mena, where a man is dead after being hit by a train this morning. This happened in the area of Hopkins Road and Jackson Street. Witnesses say the warning lights were flashing and the barriers were down, but the driver appeared to try to beat the train. The road was shut down most of the day, but is now open.
Okay, we give the Most High great praise, great glory. Okay, mentor all the laymen fatally struck at railroad crossing. You hear that almost every day. Train are killing people. I'm surprised it wasn't Bright Line train. There you go. I'm surprised it wasn't Bright Line train. It could have been 2 days ago. Another one. Ah, let me read this one. Let me listen to this one. Okay, this person trying to go.
What is he doing?
He's okay now.
Okay, this guy was trying.
He's probably freaking out right now.
He was trying to pass the train like this dude.
Look at him.
You know.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Okay, people do that over there. Okay, that's right there in Florida. Okay, they do this. They just pass in front of the rail, and then okay, there's a dude on the bike. He hit him, killed him.
As South Florida's Brightline Express train looks to begin servicing both commuter riders and become an option for tourists heading to Disney World, it continues to struggle with trespassing and fatalities along its tracks. Since relaunching service in November 2021, after a year-and-a-half pandemic hiatus, Brightline has seen 5 deaths as well as additional non-fatal trespassing incidents, including one on the day of its official relaunch. On Thursday, January 13th, a train collided with a hatchback SUV in the heart of Wynwood, sending 2 victims to the hospital in stable condition. The incidents continue a run that began even before Brightline started up Tri-County service in 2018. According to Federal Railroad Administration data, between January 1st, 2017 and October 31st, 2021, there were 46 trespassing fatalities involving a Brightline train out of a total of 76 overall reported trespassing incidents involving casualties. While other major railroad operators in the U.S. have seen significantly more trespassing deaths since 2018, Brightline holds the top slot when factoring in how often trains were running.
There you go.
Brightline contends the statistics reflect pedestrians and traffic ignoring safety measures. They also mostly reflect geography. There are about 70 miles of tracks running along east of I-95 through dense urban areas between Miami and West Palm Beach.
Sure.
With more people nearby, there are more potential suicide victims as well.
That's not
That's
what
one
that
of the
is.
leading causes of death for Brightline, according to the AP.
No.
Dense city neighborhoods also provide more motorists who may be more.
That's not what that is. You know, it's just the ley line. All praises. Let's keep on moving. This thing is playing in one ear.
My son was not. He was not a violent person. I just don't understand. I don't understand why this had to happen.
LaTanya Owens, the mother of Dontre Tate, spoke to us by phone, saying she's devastated by her son's murder and is hoping all involved will be brought to justice. Tate was killed early Monday morning when he was visiting his girlfriend at what police describe as housing dorms for Kalahari employees.
911, where's your emergency?
Somebody said he got shot.
7 people so far have been arrested in connection with the murder of the 24-year-old man, including 26-year-old Delaney Brown, who was arrested on aggravated burglary and aggravated murder charges. The other 6 are facing lesser charges. 2 were arrested on aggravated burglary charges, the other 4 on tampering with evidence charges.
We've determined there was some type of party. During this party, our victim was in an altercation with 3 other people, and ultimately during that altercation, he was shot.
The Perkins Township Police Chief told the I-Team that detectives also recovered a weapon they believe was used in the murder.
How that fight started, we're still trying to determine that.
Tate previously worked at Kalahari. Police say some of the suspects arrested currently work at the resort. The chief tells us detectives are continuing to investigate the case and additional charges could be filed soon. We reached out to Kalahari to discuss the situation, and they released the following statement in part. At Kalahari Resorts and Conventions, we are deeply saddened by the...
Anyway, excuse me. To all brothers over there and sisters, young people, all young brothers, young sisters, listen, man. This isn't the time to go to party. This isn't the time for that. The time to party and have a good time already passed. I'm sorry to say this. This is not that time. This is the time to fast and pray and repent. This is the time to spend with the Most High. Okay, this is not the time to go in the midst of people. especially the 2/3. We already told you the 2/3 will literally drop you because you look at them and then they will kill you and then they say he look at me funny. There was a story. I believe in some dude killed a guy at a party. Men killed a guy at a party for looking at him. Let me see. Well, another one happened here. Racine man fatally shot. Okay. Racine man fatally shot 17-year-old because he was smiling and looking at him at party. At party. Okay. Officials say so. This dude. Okay. This guy he just police 17-year-old fatally shot and racing. Suspect arrested. This guy because he look at the dude, he smile. They just kill you for that because I don't know, man. Why you look at me funny like you were going to do something? Okay. An 18-year-old man from Racine has been charged with first-degree intentional homicide in connection to shooting a 17-year-old, according to a criminal complaint. Joshua D. Daniel shot at the victim because he was smiling and looking at him. The shooting happened on Friday, May 7, near Claremont Street and Biscayne Avenue. Officials say numerous people were inside the residence at the time. According to a criminal complaint, 3 women in particular all separately advised officers they brought Joshua D. Daniels to the home and stated as soon as they walked in the door, Daniels pulled out a gun and shot the victim in the chest. All 3 ran to the residence. Daniel also fled the scene. Court documents say, but police were able to track him down. Daniel told investigators he felt he had been set up by 3 women and the people at the party because they were all sitting there looking at him and he came in. So he thought they were going to shoot him. Okay. So that's what 2/3 are. Okay. They are out of their freaking mind. They go to parties. All they do, brothers, is party all the time. Look, listen, I have I have 2/3 in my family. That's all they do. Partying, go to the club and partying. And then when they go to those places, there are demons there. This dude got 3 females inviting him to a party. He walked in the door. Everybody was looking at him because you walked through the door. And he realized like, damn, they're going to shoot me. And a dude look at him and smile and greet him. Amen. Welcome to the party. He shot and killed the guy. Daniel stated to official the victim was reaching. Why you think, bro? When he was asking why he shot the victim, according to the criminal complaint, Daniel stated he is from West Chicago. He was just normal behavior there. On top of first-degree international homicide charges, Daniel was also charged with 9 counts of first-degree reckless endangering, use of a weapon and stuff. Anyway, man, there are so many instances of when those 2/3 you will walk up in a party, you smiling at people, they just shot and kill you for that because they thought like you're going to kill them. Okay, this story happened in 2007. Anyway, you got a story of that. This guy, he literally shot and killed a fellow because he looked at him. He looked at me funny and stuff. And then he actually, he looked at me like he was gonna do something, so I do something to him before he did something to me. It always happened at a party. Always happened at a party. The guy came to a party. He wasn't even invited there. And he saw a guy, and then he walked in, and then the guy looked at him, and then he pulled up the gun and shot and killed the guy. It happens so many times. Okay, so again, beloved, this is not the time for this. Let us keep. How long we are into this thing? Oof. Let's keep on moving. Oh, this thing is going in one ear. Oh, wait a minute.
See it through the eyes of the first officers getting to the scene. An SUV crashed, and look, it came so close to going over a bridge down onto the inner belt.
Sir, can you hear me? I was just hanging a left there. He was coming at a high rate of speed.
Cleveland police body camera video just released to the I-Team. It reveals the untold story behind what happened here. December, East 22nd. We showed you a violent, deadly crash. Cameras captured a driver going the wrong way, flying out of control and crashing. The vehicle didn't stop until it almost went over the bridge.
northbound on the opposite side at a high rate of speed.
Okay, this guy was driving in the opposite side in the wrong direction and one-way driving through the ley line. To him, he was driving to the regular road, and then he was driving at 30 miles an hour, but it wasn't.
Jumped the median, and when he jumped the median, he lost control. He came off of the freeway right there. He got off the freeway here. Doing 90 easily, my own opinion.
The driver died, and now, more than a month after the crash, still not clear exactly why that driver went the wrong way.
The ley line, okay? You people all keep saying like, why? Because it's the ley line. The vortex open, a portal open, he drive right through it, and then he couldn't see anything. But you were outside, you could see it.
And lost control. Cleveland police said at the time they suspected drugs or alcohol may have played a role, but the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office still has the case under investigation.
We have a really bad car crash right by East 22 and Cedar.
Witnesses had trouble making sense of what they had just watched.
Because they do not know, they don't have the knowledge of the ley line. It's a ley line accident. That's what that is, you know?
Rescue crews couldn't save the driver, but they took the SUV off that fence before it could fall down to the highway, making sure no one else got hurt. And the new video again gives us a new look at how that SUV nearly went all the way over the bridge.
And this thing just popped right there.
Ed Galling, Fox 8, I-Team.
Praise and glory go to the Most High, man. Let's keep on moving. The ley line, man, crazy.
And believe it or not, police in rural Pennsylvania are asking residents to look out for monkeys on the loose. That's after a truck carrying about 100 monkeys crashed into a dump truck Friday. Now, no people were injured, but authorities say 4 monkeys escaped. 2 have been contained into a small area, but 2 others remain on the loose in frigid temperatures. The monkeys were being driven to a lab in Florida.
Now,
hey, thanks for watching our YouTube.
Now, monkeys on the loose in Pennsylvania after truck crash. 100 monkey. 100 monkey experiment. Now, this, let me see how oh, it's 1 minute and 36 seconds, okay? The 100 monkey experiment. Let's watch this.
Perhaps you've heard of the 100th monkey experiment. Over a span of 30 years, scientists were researching a species of monkey called Macaca fuscata on an island in Japan. They were providing the monkeys with sweet potatoes by dropping them in the sand. The monkeys liked sweet potatoes, but they didn't like the sand and dirt so much. A few monkey children figured out that they could wash their sweet potatoes, and some of them taught the technique to their parents. Only a few of the adult monkeys did this though. This went on for some time, until one day, the monkeys who actually knew the technique hit critical mass. And bingo! The technique started spreading faster than it did before. Monkeys started learning it really easily across all of the Japanese islands nearby as well as on the mainland. They knew that there had to be something that wasn't yet understood about how a species is connected to itself. So what did we do? We tried it on humans. Our research team made a picture out of human faces. About 100 faces hidden within a single picture, but at first glance, you could only see about 6 or 7. They did several surveys with a few hundred people in Australia and said, alright, find the faces. Most people could only pick out 6, 7, 8, 9 or so, not many more. After that, the research team went to Britain and aired the picture on a closed cable BBC special that was shown only in England. They showed where all of the faces were, every last one. Half of the research team which stayed in Australia did the experiment again with new subjects, and lo and behold, people were just naturally able to see more faces. After this experiment, they knew that something definitely connects us all, and the field of noetics is learning more about it daily. It's mass consciousness.
That's not what that is. It's called the ley line. Okay, it's called the ley line. That the 100 monkey experiment, it's called the ley line. Technically, what it is, beloved, you see, the reason, the way that we are talking and when we are bringing the glory to the Father, you will have people all over the world. They will do the same. The moment that we rise our vibration to a higher frequency, the world will reject the whole vibration and then they will vibe with us. If we keep repeating what we are doing, the Most High gave unto us to repeat, everybody will repeat it. Why do you think Perry Stone is copying us? Why do you think every time the Gentiles open their mouth, they cannot say any other thing but our stuff? Because the 100 monkey experiment is working. Now, with the monkeys, they gave the monkeys in one island, a specific secluded island, potatoes. They wash the sweet potato, they eat it. But all the monkey all around, close to the island, they were doing the same thing without even talking to the other monkeys. They were on other islands because they were connected through the ley lines. That is why when something happened to me or to you, we kind of like know it. We kind of like doing the same thing. A brother was going to a 40-day fast, and then he was doing the same thing that I am doing, watching cooking videos. Like, I'm not hungry. All I want to do, I spent like a whole day watching nothing but cooking video, and then now I'm cooking like crazy, and the brother's cooking like crazy, and I have other people who have the same issue. When I say something, and then somebody say, "Oh my gosh, Brother Big Leaf, I was just talking about this. I was just thinking of that because it went through the ley line." Now, this whole thing about the 100 monkey crash into the Pennsylvania and stuff like that, this is a message the Heavenly Father sent unto us about the ley line is working. We reach a critical mass. We do. We do reach a critical mass that now our thoughts, our words that the Most High Himself, His Majesty, sent unto us literally affect events. Okay? Literally. When we say things here, the whole thing about Ghana, the president, we say great things going to happen to them. They didn't listen. Look what happened. So now this 100 monkey experiment happened there. The whole monkey crash, the ley line, of course, that's the Most High saying you guys are working well through the ley line. Now there was a movie, Bruce Willis, 100 monkey. Is that what that is? Was it Bruce Willis? 12 monkeys. All right, 12 monkeys. 12 monkeys, the movie. Okay, usually. What is the 12 monkey?
According to The Hollywood Reporter, 12 Monkeys, inspired by Chris Marker's 1962 short Le Jeté, tells the story of Cole, a man who claims to be from a future in which a deadly virus has killed most of the world's population, sending survivors underground.
Okay, the 12 monkeys, of course, it's a markage. You know, they are marking. Oops. They're marking our people, the 12 monkeys, okay, and then which is the 12 tribes, okay. Bruce Willis, he from the future when the whole thing was ravaging, when the plague is ravaging the earth, he traveled in the past and tried to warn the people. Oh, I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but the movie is called The 12 Monkeys, okay. Again, he from the past. When the plague is ravaging and killing everybody, travel in the future, but something else happened. So, it was Brad Pitt and Bruce Willis and stuff like that. Okay, the 12 Monkeys, a pretty good movie, all right. But they mocked our people in it. It came in 1995 and stuff like that. You know, deadly virus hit the world. They knew this thing was coming, but you know, they mocked us, aka the 12 tribes, but they call us monkeys. That's how they usually call us, black men monkeys. Okay, that's what they did, the 12 monkeys. If you wish, you can check this movie out, watch it with the spiritual eyes, and let the nation know what you found, because I watched this thing ages ago. Let me see what where is it? Where is 12 Monkeys? It's an Apple TV. Oh, it's for sale. Google and Voodoo. It's on YouTube for $4. Stuff like that. But anyway, let's keep on moving because I'll spend all the time here.
A man on a motorcycle was clocked at more than 120 miles per hour as he raced through the streets of residential Los Angeles. But it all came to an end when he crashed into a car and was thrown hundreds of feet away, where he died.
This certainly is aggressive and dangerous and just total disregard for the public safety.
The LAPD says the motorcycle was stolen. An officer tried to perform a traffic stop, but the driver took off. An LAPD helicopter followed the motorcycle, but police say they decided not to chase the vehicle on the ground because of the time of day and potential threat to public safety. The motorcycle sped through the streets until ultimately colliding with a car in an intersection. The two people inside were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. At least one resident says he wasn't surprised that something like this could happen in his neighborhood.
I hope people learn from that, and slow down.
For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Mara Montalbano.
All praises and glory, ley line. Keep on moving. Oops.
News happening right now at 4:30. We're hearing reports that 2 Marines are dead, 7 others are hurt after a serious crash involving a military vehicle. Those Marines are from Camp Lejeune in Jacksonville. That's in Onslow County. Details very limited at this point, but reports are saying that this happened at a highway intersection this afternoon. And according to WRAL in Raleigh, witnesses say they saw the massive Marine truck roll over. We're still working to learn more information about this. Of course, we'll keep you up to date when any new info comes in.
All right, we give the Most High great praise, great glory. Now you got like the Marines; those guys are dying. The armies, navies, so to speak, Air Force, or even the Guardian, the one that do the Space Force things, garbage. Now you got a lot of those guys are being no more. Now you got like 3:49 a.m. Excuse me. Oh, Big Levi is quite tired. Anyway, so 2 Marines killed, 7 others injured after crash. Okay, so the ley line switch, those guys get into an accident and they are no more. So those are the people that's supposed to bring Jacob's trouble, but somehow they are in trouble. Zaza.
Personal care home in Griffin that police say was operating illegally and abusing its disabled residents. Earlier today, police arrested the wife of a pastor.
That pastor arrested a week ago who was running the facility with him late this afternoon. We heard for the first time from the couple's attorney, who says they will fight these charges. John Sheerick is there.
The couple operating a personal care home out of their home in Griffin say through their attorney that they were caring for people who had no one else to care for them. Pastor Curtis Bankston and Sophia Sims Bankston charged by Griffin police with taking advantage of at least 8 people who were disabled, taking their benefits and then abusing them and not giving them the care they need. Late this afternoon, Curtis Bankston and other pastors and attorney Dexter Wimbish disputed the charges. Wimbish, speaking for the Bankstons, produced documents that he says prove the Bankstons have been giving the best care they could to the residents, not profiting off of them. And at worst, he says they violated a zoning and permitting ordinance for operating the facility out of their home.
You're not talking about somebody profiting off of the backs of the poor. You're talking about somebody who's actually doing what God commanded us to do. Go out into the byways and the highways, spread his message, and feed individuals and clothe individuals.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Highways and byways, the exoteric meaning, it means to go on the road and all that, but the esoteric mean the ley line. To clothe, to get the captive or the refugees of the kingdom. Okay, to get the fatherless, the widowless, which is our people, because we were fatherless, not anymore. We've been gathering our people through the ley lines, the highways, the byways. Read the book, the whole straight track. We have the PDF, and we also it's also on Amazon. It's everywhere. Okay, that's what it is. The Bible is loaded with ley lines. Read it. So now you got those guys are catching hell, those pastors in the bag. You see, this is an uncle right here. This is a brother. This is a father. This is a cousin. Those are the people that look like us. And they still in the church abusing, do all sort of things, swagger jacking people and taking their money. You guys are liars. You are thieves. You're sociopath and narcissist scumbag, and you got caught.
He's doing what his God has called him to do.
Most of the residents have been moved out of the facility while police continue their investigation. One of the residents chose to stay here. We're working to get more information from Griffin Police about the status of the investigation.
Yeah, whatever, man. All praises to the Most High. Those guys are scums and they are evil.
We move on now to our other top story, the escalating crisis in Ukraine amid warnings of a possible Russian invasion. U.S. officials are now preparing to approve the evacuation of some American diplomats and their families from the embassy in Ukraine. This as the U.S. is rushing more military aid to the country, the first shipment of a new $200 million package arriving, including ammunition. And Britain.
So now those people got all those money they can ship to wars, but they have zero money to give our people. They have zero money to give and say, look, we all saw about the whole slavery thing. He is at least 200 million as a slap in the face. They have none of that. But when it comes to war and stuff like that, ooh, they have the money, have trillion of dollars. We're not going to watch the whole video because it's garbage. They're going to send up nothing but garbage trying to do damage control. Ever since you guys fled out of Iraq, or what was that country again? Afghanistan, or whatever that country was. You guys fled over there. The whole world see you. Ever since January 6th, when you began World War III at your own place in the capital, they saw your weakness.
Tonight, revealing explosive intelligence about an alleged Russian plot. Here's ABC's White House correspondent, Mary Alice Parks.
Tonight, sources from the administration confirming the U.S. State Department is preparing to approve the evacuation of some American diplomats and their families from the embassy in Ukraine as the security situation deteriorates and becomes increasingly unpredictable. Unlike in Afghanistan, embassy staff and families would most likely be flown out on commercial flights. Other Americans have already been advised not to travel to Ukraine, and those in the country will be warned this week to depart. Overnight, the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine releasing these photos showing more than 90 tons of U.S. military aid arriving, including ammunition. The first shipment, a part of $200 million in assistance President Biden approved last month to help Ukraine's military. Our Patrick Reevell on the ground in Ukraine's capital.
The U.S. is now rushing more military assistance to Ukraine, something that it used to be extremely cautious about doing. Besides its own deliveries, it's even allowing Lithuania to send American-made Stinger missiles here. This is exactly the type of assistance that the Kremlin is calling a red line.
So now, again, when they say the Kremlin, they mean Vladimir Putin. So now, those people are shipping all those weapons and ammunition over there in Ukraine. They are not. They used to do that in the hood. Okay, now as you can see, those so-called tanks or whatever the equipment, military equipment they are sending, they are not sending them in the hood nor in Africa and the Caribbean. They are sending over there. They're gonna fight each other. Be at peace, beloved brothers and sisters. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. Fast, pray, repent, repeat. All right.
Tonight, the British government going public with this startling accusation, claiming they have intelligence the Russian government is, quote, looking to install a pro-Russian leader in Kiev as it considers whether to invade and occupy Ukraine. While they did not provide details, the British listed several names of former Ukrainian officials they claim are linked to Russian intelligence officers. The White House saying this kind of plotting is deeply concerning. After meetings in Geneva this week, both U.S. and Russian diplomats agreed to keep talking, which could be a good sign the temperature has lowered a bit. But this week, Russia also made a point of showing the world it was sending more troops to areas north of Ukraine, too, putting out this video of jets taking off for neighboring Belarus and soldiers training to Ukraine's east.
The Ukrainian people are determined. They are ready to fight. It's only gotten worse with all three borders, now with the Russians going into Belarus, so it's now also on their northern border.
Mary Alice Parks back with us from the White House tonight. Mary Alice, how...
Damage control, all praises, we don't care. Let's keep on moving.
Fire truck and a car collided at a busy intersection. This happened this morning in Camden County on Whitehorse Pike in Magnolia. NBC 10's Johnny Archer was on the scene to find out more about what happened.
Neighbors in Magnolia waking up to see this deadly crash at the intersection of Whitehorse Pike and Warwick Road. A lawn-side fire truck and car colliding. 2 people in the car were killed.
It was so loud that I'm telling you, I think the whole neighbor probably heard it.
A Camden County spokesperson says the fire truck was responding to a call just before 10 in the morning Wednesday when the crash happened. They say one victim was thrown from the car.
That's a shame. It's bad. I mean, that's probably one of the worst accidents I've seen. I mean, it's bad.
Neighbors say this intersection is problematic.
It's crazy. People fly in and out. It's just always bad. I just avoid this intersection. I live like right around the car. I just always avoid this intersection. I would just use side streets. I just just gnarly here.
The intersection closed for several hours while first responders cleaned up the scene and investigated what led to this deadly crash.
It was a big sound. Bang! It was big. It was a big sound that I felt it because I was in my bed.
Right now, the scene is clear and the intersection is back open, but we are waiting for information to find out if the fire truck had its lights and siren on during the time of the run and who had the right of way. In Magnolia.
Ley lines. Okay, this is in Japan. Earthquakes. The Most High is grieving those people. Alright? The Most High is grieving those people. Earthquakes. Alright, this is plague number 9 right here. Number 10. Okay, thunder voices and destroying earthquake. And number 5, destruction by earthquake. Okay. Mosai is grieving those people with earthquakes, man.
地震発生時の OBS 報道部の様子映しております。本棚に立てかけてあった本が、飛び出してきています。OBS 報道部と書かれ天井から吊り下げられたプレートが大きく横に揺れております。
Okay. Earthquakes, man, all over the place, all over. Japan is like non-stop over there. Non-stop in Japan. Okay. All right, non-stop. All right. It's a 6 point. It was a 6.6. They downgraded to 6.3, which is still destruction if you know what to do here. Okay. So yeah, that's what that is, man. We give the Most High great praise, great glory, man. So much, so many things happening, and then it happened when those people are in their houses. Okay, when they are asleep.
のがわかります。
Okay, this is
大
live
分市の
news.
地震発生時の映像をお伝えし、強い横揺れが
Okay, this world, these houses, blocks, fell. Destruction, man. His Highness
が
is
起きているのが
not
わかります。強い横揺れが初めに起きているのが確認できます。電気が落ちたというようなことはありませんが、横揺れが
playing. Great praise, man. Let's keep on moving, all right?
Wonderful mothers. God bless you all.
This is what
Social
happened
media.
in South
Deforestation
Africa.
in mountainous areas came into question after the
Malawi.
devastating floods of 2015. This requires decisive.
Okay, this is in Africa, Malawi, all praises, all over, brethren. Plague number 10 here.
The family of a 16-year-old shot and killed in a southwest Houston park is one step closer to justice. Diamond Alvarez was walking her dog when she was shot 22 times. Investigators accuse her ex-boyfriend, 17-year-old Frank De Leon, of shooting Diamond. Alvarez's mother tells KPRC2 that he was the first and only person she suspected of murdering her daughter. And she spoke with KPRC2's Sophia Ojeda, who is live in the newsroom this evening. And Sophia, I can only imagine how devastating and emotional this is for Diamond's family. What else did Diamond's mother tell you?
That's right, Daniela. Super emotional and devastating. Diamond's mother says that she is thankful De Leon is now behind bars, but she wants to make sure that he stays there, and she won't stop working to get justice for her daughter. 17-year-old Frank De Leon is behind bars tonight, charged with murder in the shooting death of 16-year-old Diamond Alvarez. Police say he shot her 22 times last Tuesday while she was out walking her dog near her home in southwest Houston. Diamond's mother came out to her daughter's memorial today and remembered the moment she found her.
When I was here with my daughter alone and kissing her, I heard a voice. I heard her voice telling me the name, like repeated the name and the name and the name. And when they asked me, I just blurted out the name. I screamed and I said, it's him. He was just angry at my daughter. It wasn't love. It wasn't a breakup. He was angry at my daughter.
Investigators say De Leon was in a relationship with Diamond and another young woman. When Diamond found out, she and De Leon met at the field on Park Manor Street. And that's when investigators say De Leon shot her 22 times and took off running.
I want the death penalty. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want.
You heard that? She just said it clearly. She wants the death penalty. Okay? If it was our people, oh, Jesus will forgive. Jesus. And we forgive him because we know he didn't mean it and stuff. Nah, that guy was a demon. We went to this story before. Now we know who did it. This guy shot this young woman in the back 22 times. Again, the Gentiles are catching hell out there, man. It's just crazy. But anyway.
I want him in there. I want him to rotten in jail.
Diamond's mother says she misses her daughter so much and she won't stop working to get justice and hopes anyone with more information will come forward.
I loved everything about my daughter. Like I said, I don't regret it, that I'm in peace because I gave him.
Anyway, so those people are Christians, so we really don't care. Let's keep on moving. Well, they are catching hell anyway.
Well, good morning to you, Tony. That is explosive Santa Ana winds causing some widespread damage throughout the Inland Empire, especially here in Ontario where I'm standing. I just want to get immediately to the video just so you can see how harrowing the night was for some residents. Heavy winds toppled a tree which fell onto a two-story home, taking out the entire backside. Now, we're told that at the time there were about 3 people inside the home, including one person who was upstairs and had to be rescued by the fire department. We're told the occupants, the other 2, managed to get out on their own. There are no injuries. Now that tree, we're told, is a 150-foot tall tree, very big. The home has now been red tagged as unlivable, as you can imagine. And then we head over to Ontario, where an Aldi's truck was parked at an intersection. A tree fell onto the semi. I'm sorry, that was in Upland. The driver was westbound on Foothill and Grove when that eucalyptus tree fell onto the trailer. Luckily, the driver escaped without injury. Now, the wind also creating some power lines that went down, sparking a small fire, which firefighters luckily were able to put out before it could endanger any residents there. And as we talk about trees that toppled over and fell onto homes, we also can show you a home in Upland where there was a family inside just playing some video games when all of a sudden they heard a very loud crashing sound, realized a tree had come down. That family managed to get out, but hear what they told us.
We were in a room doing VR, and we were shooting guns, and next thing we know,
We got those guys' name, man. You can't make this up, man. You cannot make this up. Javier is in the midst. Caleb and Jacob. You know, Caleb was the only guy that stood by the Most High, you know, by obeying Moses after the report of the 12 spies. You know, Caleb was one of them. You know, he said, hey, let's go ahead and kick those Canaanite giants' ass and take up the land because the Most High is with us. Caleb and Jacob, man, you can't make this up. So this was hurricane force wing, and it was a hurricane, okay? And they don't tell those people. They just tell them, oh, it was strong winds. Strong winds, man. Those things topple trees, man. Crazy.
we hear boom, boom, right on the roof.
Right on the roof.
We were paranoid, right?
Now, as you can imagine, it's been a very scary night for some folks that were asleep last night. If you just happen to be listening to the wind howling through, we're going to have much more coming up in later newscast as we get, as the daylight starts to come up. We'll probably start to see a lot more of the damage around.
Yeah, so all praises and great glory goes to the Most High.
Breaking now, an 8-year-old girl has died after she was shot in the head this afternoon. It happened in the Little Village neighborhood near 26th and Pulaski. CBS 2's Charday Gray is live at Stroger Hospital, where the little girl was taken. Charday?
That's right, Jim. The 8-year-old was initially transported in critical condition after being shot in the head. But as you just mentioned, they have now updated saying that she has passed away. But we do have a live look at the scene, which is near West 26th and Kaminsky. Now, detectives are trying to figure out exactly what led up to the shooting. But what we do know so far is that it happened near Pulaski and 26th and Kaminsky and 26th just after 3 o'clock this afternoon. Chicago police says the 8-year-old the 8-year-old was walking with a guardian when they heard gunshots and then soon found out that the child had been shot. Police say the guardian and 8-year-old were not intended targets. A second victim, which is a 29-year-old man, was transported in critical to serious condition after being shot in the back. Chicago police says that second victim heard gunshots and then felt pain. We do know that second victim was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital. Now, Chicago police says that nobody has been arrested at this time. If there are updates, we'll keep you informed. Reporting live at Stroger.
Yeah, so that's the 2 third men going around and plaguing the place. Glory and praises go to the Most High, all right? This is in Peru, all right? The
town of Machu Picchu is flooded after a river overflows in Peru. The landslide dragged a large mass.
Again, Machu Picchu is very spiritual. I'm not going to go into this because we already did, and it's going to cause a lot more confusion. You need to research Machu Picchu for yourself, okay? The Most High is destroying and sweeping those people off the land. All praises and glory goes to him. All right.
80-year-old Sabino Leal Geronimo is returning home for the first time in 4 months after being forced to leave. The home his grandparents built and in which he was born is covered in ash after a volcanic eruption that lasted 85 days, only being declared over on Christmas Day. And there's a lot of work to be done.
I'll find a couple of friends to help me clean this up, more or less. Also upstairs, we are going to see if we are able to get the car out. First, I am going to clean the upper part from above, air it out, clean so that if I come, I will live upstairs when there is electricity and water.
Geronimo counts himself lucky that his home wasn't among the 3,000 buildings destroyed by molten rock. The only structural damage was the partial collapse of his garage. His car is still in there. On the island, they are digging through volcanic ash piled 10 feet high, and it's all hands to the pump to get homes
that's
back
your
in working
technology,
order.
shovel and
but
bucket,
resident
plastic
Isabel
bucket.
Fuentes believes issues are likely to persist for some time.
Esto es un problema muy grande, pero claro.
Yeah,
This is a very big
problem.
problem. People think that when they clean it all up, it will be over and we can now enter our homes.
It doesn't
Look where
work
the
like
volcano is. When there is a storm, wind will blow the ash back here again. It won't be as much as it is now, but we're going to have this stuff in our homes for years and years. Right now, as it started to rain, it is as hard as cement.
It is.
Geronimo is one of 7,000 people from La Palma who were forced to leave their homes living in a hotel provided by local authorities. So far, he's had no official help with the clear-up mission at his own home.
Oh boy.
The La Palma authorities
That's
have warned
your technology,
to clear
man.
ash wearing masks,
Wheelbarrow and
and
plastic buckets
avoid
and
entering
shovel.
basements where toxic gases could still be trapped. They have offered help to vulnerable populations and people whose homes are unstable.
Yeah, so you could not tell the volcano, hey, stop throwing this thing in my place. The Most High literally destroy you. And they don't show the houses that are destroyed. They don't show the people that lost their places, okay? There is after the facts and before the facts. Now, this happening in Liberia. Dozens of worshippers died and crushed a Christian prayer meeting in Liberia, okay? So those people were in a church, in a meeting, and then they were praying, and then they crushed to death, okay? So, yeah. So that's what happened, man. You guys are worshiping the one God, and then you are getting into huge issue and problem with the Most High. All praises and glory.
Richard Halgene's friends say he was already fighting health issues and trying to spend precious time with his 3 children and dear friends.
Trying to do as much as you can with your life, with ever how much time you have left, and to have it snatched away from you like this is heartbreaking.
Police say Thursday evening around 6:15, the retired officer and Marine was crossing Toohey Avenue near Oriel, not far from where he lived in Edison Park, when a driver speeding in a Jeep hit him and kept going.
I'm just so distraught about his death, just the way he died.
At 57 years old, Richard Halgene served the Chicago Police Department for nearly 30 years. He retired as a decorated officer in 2020, serving at O'Hare and the 25th District on the city's west side.
We send our condolences out
today. What a tragic thing for the families, and our prayers are with the family as well, and conducting a full investigation.
Police are still looking for the driver and Jeep. They say never stopped to help Halgene after hit.
Okay, they caught the brother out. But anyway, this guy is a police officer. Okay, he was 57 years old. Of course, you already did what you're supposed to do, and the most I'm showing you is giving those people into a lot of shame. Okay, and we give him great glory, great praises, man. So now I didn't want to do this this story, but Regina King's only child, musician Ian Alexander. All right, you already know who's in the midst. Ian Alexander Jr. dead at 26. Okay.
On this day, perhaps there is a.
We are celebrating with Regina King on today's On the Red Carpet Report.
The Oscar-winning and four-time Emmy-winning star received a new honor today in Hollywood, and entertainment guru George Pinocchio was there.
You guys, I love my city. I love my city.
On this day, perhaps there is a little extra love. After her speech, Regina King signed her name in cement in the forecourt of the famous TCL Chinese Theater. She happily added her handprints and then went barefoot to finish it all off. She recalls the wonder of first seeing this landmark when she was just a girl.
I remember that I was looking for Bette Davis's hand and footprints. That's all I wanted to see. But the thing that struck me is why it took me so long to find her footprints is because I kept getting hit with someone else's.
Regina added 4 extra words to that slab: no place like home.
And a lot of people are going to see this and they're going to think it comes from The Wizard of Oz, but it comes from my beginning, 227, where the theme song started off, no place like home, because this is home.
No place like home. With your family around you, you're never alone.
I'm going to be home forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
Do he got a girlfriend?
Boys in the Hood, her Oscar-winning role in If Beale Street Could Talk, her current role in the new movie The Harder They Fall, and directing One Night in Miami. Just a small sample of one impressive career.
It's the quality of the roles, the impact of the choices. What you choose to give your energy to has mattered.
Regina is especially proud to also share this day with her family.
It just brought me so much joy, and I can see my grandmother in every single one of their faces. So it was like she was here.
We knew she had greatness from the beginning, didn't we?
We did.
Yes,
we did.
And
even when she was getting on my nerves.
Regina is currently prepping to play Shirley Chisholm, America's first black congresswoman in a new movie. But right now she can celebrate her new hands and feet in cement at TCL's Chinese Theater. In Hollywood, George Pinocchio and
Regina King.
All those fake things, okay? She had that one child, Alexander, aka Michael in the Mist. He's no more. You know, suicide, man. He just took himself out, okay? So now a lot of people, I don't want to dwell into this because blood sacrifice and all this. We told you those people are catching hell, man, okay? The so-called elites, a lot of people, they are catching hell. So again, I do not want to get into this because it will get too emotional. I will receive emails, so I just let you ponder and pray upon that. Next video.
Developing this morning, police are searching for the driver of a Jeep who killed a retired Chicago police officer.
Oh, okay. All right, we watched this already.
Problem solver Melissa Hippolyte has been investigating for years. Yesterday, a Richmond man was found guilty of causing a boating accident that killed one of his friends. Tonight, Melissa spoke with the victim's family about the verdict.
2 years ago, Rand Hooper agreed to plead guilty in exchange for 1 year behind bars, but a judge threw out that plea agreement, calling it inappropriate, and now Rand Hooper faces up to 15 years behind bars.
When Graham McCormick's family asked Rand Hooper to speak at his funeral,
we never dreamed he was somehow involved in Graham's death.
For weeks after Graham's body was found floating in the water where Carter's Creek meets the Rappahannock River, Rand told investigators that he, Graham, and another man played cards and drank on the dock of his parents' river house, and then they all went to bed. When Rand woke up, Graham was nowhere to be found, and Rand speculated he had gone out on the dock to call his girlfriend and fallen into the water, or perhaps he had a panic attack and went to the emergency room. He even watched as Graham's mother used an oar to search the water by the dock for her son.
We thought Rand Hooper was a close family friend.
But 25 days after detectives recovered Graham's body, his family received some shocking news. Rand had just told detectives in the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office that he and Graham took a boat ride in the early morning hours of August 11th in 2017. Hooper said he could not remember who was driving the boat, but he remembered the boat hitting something hard, turning the boat's engine off, calling out for Graham, and when he didn't see or hear him, he figured his friend was a good swimmer and could make it to shore, got his bearings straight to the tide's end, and then remembered nothing after that.
They've never expressed any remorse or said they were sorry or anything. It's just such a sense of betrayal that my family feels.
The revelation came after Lancaster detectives discovered a Boston whaler boat at the Hooper home with a large amount of damage that matched damage on the bulkhead where they found Graham's body. But when police charged Rand in connection with Graham's death, that was only the beginning in the McCormick family's 4.5-year fight for justice.
2.5 years ago, when things went sideways, I felt alone. I felt abandoned. I felt like my family was, kind of left out in the cold. And I prayed and asked God for warriors.
This case has had more twists and turns than a bobsled run.
From 2017 until now, the McCormicks endured a plea deal thrown out by a judge, a prosecutor who had his law license suspended, another prosecutor who was removed from the case, new, more serious charges, and COVID delays.
I've spent the majority of my 20s.
Confusion and more confusion. You're watching those people murdering each other, killing each other, getting away, not getting away, complaining. Crazy, man.
Waiting for justice for my brother.
On Thursday, their long wait finally came to an end when a Norfolk jury found Rand Hooper guilty of involuntary manslaughter and failure to stop and render assistance in a boating crash. The judge revoked his bond.
My life has been on hold. And for the first time, I really feel like I am going to be able to move forward.
Once I saw that the handcuffs go on, that's when it became real. And that's when I felt like it was time to turn the page and I got my life back.
Next up in this case, the judge will determine Rand Hooper's sentence. Now, during the prosecution of this case, they were not allowed to bring up Rand Hooper's prior record of DUIs, as well as the time that he shot his friend while drunk in the Fan District.
So, yeah, this guy, he's a narcissist scumbag. When he gets drunk, he will shoot you, he will run you over with a freaking boat.
But during the sentencing phase, the judge can consider those things. Working for you in Richmond.
Yeah, that's Gentiles going at Gentiles' throat. And all praises.
Tamiko Talbert was constantly on the other end of her sister's phone.
We talked every day.
Wait a minute.
Throughout the day.
Let me see. What kind of t-shirt she wore here? Let me see the t-shirt. Sell your soul. Is that what that is? Oh, sell your soul sign here. And then next to a Christmas tree. So, there you go. Anyway, man, let's watch this.
Of her sister's phone.
We talked every day, throughout the day, in between phone calls, text messages.
She was your person.
She was my person. We raised our kids together. So, yeah, this is very hard.
Early Friday morning before dawn, her family says Tamiko Talbert was doing what she's done every Friday morning for years.
She do her same routine every Friday and Saturday, early at the crack of dawn so she could get into work and get out.
What'd she do?
She was a hairstylist. She had the early bird clients that come early. 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
As Talbert looked for a parking space, police say a dark Dodge Durango pulled alongside her car at 71st and Artesian, fired and sped off.
My big sister, she called and she was just sounding broken. I couldn't even get my brain to wrap around what she was telling me.
She's been going to the same salon for over 20 years. She's never had a problem, ever. Everybody in that area knew that this is what she does.
At least 10 people were shot and killed in Chicago last week, including 2 14-year-old boys and a pregnant mother shot and killed while sitting in her car just a few miles from where gunmen hit Tamika Talbert early Friday morning. Days later, Chicago police don't have anyone in custody for any of those homicides.
All praises to the
South
Most
Side,
High,
Liz
man.
Nagy.
So, yeah. You know, it's a typical Christian, Christmas celebrators, sell your soul sign here. Terrible message, and she's no more. It's plague number 9. Execution by the sword. Glory and praise.
Well, Jim, good afternoon. Neighbors here in the Blenheim section of Gloucester Township are both shocked and heartbroken that Samantha Magg's life was taken so young. This young real estate professional bought her own home just a block or so away from her parents 3 years ago.
It's just hitting us. I know like a lot of my company is definitely grieving.
Andrew Hung is still in shock about the sudden loss of his former manager, Samantha Magg. The 31-year-old police say was targeted by 49-year-old Jeffrey Stepien of Philadelphia, who's now charged with bludgeoning Magg in a violent attack, striking her several times with a pipe.
I've been almost trying to like picture the scene in my head, but I don't know how someone would really ambush them from behind, but I mean, he was armed.
Hong wasn't in that office yesterday, but says workers in a nearby conference room tried to tackle the suspect, who was apparently disgruntled about rent.
This was an actual like active client, like a customer of ours, someone who was renting office space.
I just thought you should know.
Stepien, who has posted music videos to YouTube in years past, served more than a year in prison for simple assault in Lackawanna County, Pennsylvania, back in 2010.
It's beyond imaginable that somebody could do that in the middle of the day, broad daylight, in the middle of an office building.
Linda Lucia's 5 daughters grew up with Mag. She says Mag bought the home next door to stay close to her parents. Mag worked for Regis, a company that rents out office space and small-scale commercial real estate. Her coworkers say due to pandemic-related restrictions, there were fewer staff working in the office. They are devastated about her death.
And I know I can speak for all my colleagues, like, if we had issues, we could always go to her for anything work-related or personal-related. We could go to her, and she was always comforting. She was, like, literally, like, the definition of, like, a sweetheart.
So, this woman got bludgeoned to death by this fellow. They refused to show his face. He couldn't pay the rent. She came in and asked him for the rent, and then he killed her. All praises to the Most High, man.
Out of Harlem Hospital, where that second officer is clinging to life this morning. CBS 2's Leah Mishkin is there and joins us live with the latest. Leah?
Cindy, his partner, 27 years old, is in critical condition this morning. Last night, dozens of NYPD officers lined the hallway of the hospital behind me to support their brothers. 27-year-old Wilbert Mora is fighting for his life this morning as New York City mourns his partner, NYPD officer Jason Rivera.
So, Jason Rivera. You can't make this up. The guy name is Jason. Is Rivera, I mean river, or like water? Is that what that is? What does the name Rivera means?
Riverbank.
Yeah, riverbank.
According to Wikipedia,
Yeah.
Rivera is a surname of Spanish origin, which was the old spelling of Ribera, the Spanish word for riverbank.
Yes. So Jason, of course, Jason mean healer, the archangel Raphael. Again, Raphael used water, to heal people in the book of John, where all the invalid jump in the pool of Bathsheba. And then again with Tobit, catch the fish and that river and all that. So you can't make this up. This dude name is Jason Rivera. Okay, healer, riverbank, Raphael healing, and the river. You can't make this up, man. Okay, so those cops, they are catching hell. He is no more. That guy is in a critical condition. So now, with this video, let me stop this right quick. Now, in this video right here, we are not going to play it because, you know, Paris don't give swagger jacking our stuff. So we might do this on Vimeo. I'm not quite sure yet. But he literally took every single things that we said, and he just he just put his twist upon it, and then he said that he came up with this and stuff. But those people are stealing what we are saying, what the Most High is saying unto us, the dreams of the brethren, the testimonies and the stories, and then they put their own twist, just like their forefathers. Not this time. This time things going to turn very bad. Beloved brothers and sisters, fast, pray, repent, repeat. May the King reign forever. There will be no Jacob's trouble. Be at peace.